Hello and welcome to Notes from the Den, coming to you from a secret location in the South Downs. This week it is lovely and sunny, however earlier there was a massive thunderstorm, so there we go. The weather's been all over the place here recently, which I think quite neatly summarises the weather for the entire summer, but there we go. That is living with 1.5 degrees of climate change. Anyway, what have I been up to? I've been away for a couple of weeks. I have been to a music festival called Shambhala here in the UK, which is amazing. It's a bit more than a music festival, really, but it's a good way of describing it. And it's also a good way of differentiating it from the other festival I've been to, which is a business festival for business hippies called Summercamp. And that's run by Happy Startup School, Lawrence and Carlos, who I've known for many years. So I've been away from making this podcast and also my regular content for a little while I've been sort of regrouping on direction and ideas. And a couple of things have struck me. Number one is that quite a few people I've met recently at a few networking events I've been to have been saying to me, "Hey Simon, I'm missing your videos. Where are they? What's happened to the podcast? Well, I'm not getting your emails," which has been really interesting. So that's why I decided to drop back in with this podcast update. I haven't done a video this week, but I figured I would give you an update via the podcast, and I'll probably also email this out to everybody as well, just to keep them in the loop of what's going on. But essentially, yes, I've got a bit of a new direction I'm going to be taking with my content, and also we're in the middle of rebranding our agency at the moment to become a studio. So yeah, there's going to be more news on that, mainly on LinkedIn as that happens, but that's been taking up quite a lot of my time, effort and content creating capacity because I'm making lots of pages and blogs and things for that new website. So I mentioned earlier that I've been to Summercamp, and there's a lot of stuff that happens at Summercamp. This is my 5th year. It's a 3-day, basically business-y type festival with talks and workshops and activities in the lovely Sussex countryside. It's really hard to explain what it's like, but essentially there's a lot of people doing talks that aren't so much kind of like how to do this and how to maximize your whatever. It's very much more, this is my story and this is what it taught me, or here is a thing that I'd like to share with you, and it's a concept or an idea or there's someone's understanding. And that ranged this year all the way from someone's life story and how they've been masking their neurodivergency all the way through to mycelium networks of mushrooms and psychedelics. So yeah, a real range of talks. But I think really the key for me there is about making new connections, and it's about going and thinking about big ideas when you're not at your desk, you're not at your day-to-day. It's about giving yourself time and space to do that. And I think that's really important. And I think it's a thing that a lot of people miss out on. Often when I speak to business owners or other creatives that are feeling blocked or stuck, often it comes up that actually maybe one of the reasons for that is that they've not changed anything. They're still hammering away at the same old stuff, and they've not stopped to walk away from the desk or walk away from their place of work and take some time to actually just go and think about different things and meet different people and have conversations that are different to what they would normally have. And I think there's a lot of benefits to that. And it always gives me a completely new perspective on ideas. And sometimes the ideas I didn't even know I was thinking about until I get there and switch off. I went to a really good storytelling workshop this year with the wonderful Ellen de Veres. I'll pop a link to her and her work in the show notes. And that workshop really got me thinking about storytelling and the way we do stories in marketing in a different way. I've been using a number of the techniques and a number of the processes that she explained in that workshop for years, but actually this fresh perspective and a different way of looking at it really opened up my thinking to a new way of approaching that, which I think is going to be really useful. I also went to another workshop all about money and our mindset around money with Charles Davis, again, a visionary in the world of clear thinking. And he's really inspirational in the way he runs his workshops. He's able to get a group of people thinking and exploring an idea. He's very good at shepherding people and keeping them on topic and helping us really dig down into the uncomfortable stuff, but holding a sort of safe and supportive space for that to happen, whilst also really encouraging us to get into the weeds of what it is about money that might be holding us back. So that was a really fascinating workshop. Alongside all these workshops and talks, there are other things you can do. There's a sauna and a lake for cold swimming, and there's yoga, and there's a walk. We do a sunrise rave as well, and I also host a ridiculous quiz with fellow crew volunteer Stephen Dargan, and it's a ridiculous quiz that I think redefines the concept of winning. It's all about having fun, and we have a lot of fun. It's a ridiculous quiz with lots of crazy questions and ridiculous rounds that you just won't see coming. So yeah, that was really good fun. The other thing I love about summer camp is that it's creating something out of what is essentially just a field full of tents. And there's a handful of people who come together, and I only really see them once a year, and we're all volunteers. We come along and help get the space set up before, and then we're there for the whole of the 3 days, and then we break it all down and put it back in the box ready for next year. But that team of people, we only come together once a year, and actually we work, really well together, and it's like a well-oiled machine, to use a well-used phrase, but it really does synchronize us all, and it doesn't really take much planning or effort, and it doesn't really feel like work. So that's another really great thing to come out of it, is realizing that actually you can just collaborate and work with strangers as long as you're all aligned in what you're doing. And yeah, it's a really enjoyable weekend. So that ends the plug for summer camp, and we move swiftly on to the next plug, which is, of course, my shameless plug for my AI course that is coming soon. I have put the finishing touches to the videos. I've been doing some screen records. I've built a new course area on my website that is almost ready for my mailing list to try out. I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody thinks of that course. I'm really happy with the videos and guides that I've put together, and I think it's going to give people a lot of ideas and inspiration to help them use AI in a really creative way. So I will be announcing that on this podcast when it is live, but if you want to be the first to access it, and there might even be a little offer in there for you, then please do become a subscriber, which you can do at my website. Again, there'll be a link in the show notes. And here endeth the shameless plug to become a subscriber. And one last thing for this rather long episode of my short podcast is that the content will be back soon. So I'm hoping to get my content, videos, blogs and email newsletters back into a weekly rhythm at the end of September. So do watch your inbox for some more AI themed content coming soon. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And until next time, happy marketing.